In this lecture, we're going to talk about the most basic part of grammar, the parts of speech. Now, parts of speech are just words, and we call them parts of speech to understand the different functions that these words perform in English. So there are, of course, nouns, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, and conjunctions. There are also interjections and articles, but we're going to skip those because those don't really impact us when we're trying to tackle the SAT grading section. We want to focus on these 7. Okay. So even if you've learned these in school and you're pretty comfortable with them, I would advise you to watch the full lecture because many of us have incomplete definitions and understanding of adverbs, prepositions, and conjunctions. Okay, so let's jump right into it. Nouns. A noun is the name of a person, place, thing, or idea. They're very straightforward. Examples would be John, New York, car, sadness. So as an exercise, I'd like you to read the sentence and select which of these words are the nouns. Yesterday, I very briefly saw a big dog in the street, but it was extremely friendly and cute. Okay, if you selected dog and street as the nouns, you would be correct. Related to nouns are the pronouns. A pronoun takes the place of a noun. Examples are I, me, you, he, she, it, that, this, these, those. So anything where that word refers to another noun. So rather than saying Philip, I could say I. Of course, I am Philip. Rather than saying John, I could say he. So anything where it refers to another noun. Okay, so here in the sentence, which of these are the pronouns? Yes, of course, I, referring to the speaker, and it, referring to the dog. These are the pronouns in this sentence. Okay, so next we have verbs. Super important parts of speech. Verbs convey actions, occurrences, or states of being. So, usually we just think of them as actions, and it's fine to think of them as actions. To read, to walk, to happen, to be, are all verbs. So, if we look at the sentence again, I think we could see that there are a couple of verbs here. The verbs are saw, which of course is the past tense of see, and was, which is the singular past case of the verb be. So remember, we rarely use be as a verb directly. It's usually is, am, are, was, were, will be. Just a point to note here is that verbs are probably actually one of the trickiest ones because many of us think certain words are verbs when they are not. For example, if I said running to most of you, most people think that running is a verb. But in fact, run is a verb, running is not a verb. We'll cover that in the next lecture though. Okay, adjectives describe or modify nouns. So examples of those would be hot, funny, a hot day, a funny person, a large car, a fast plane. So they're all describing nouns. So in this example, can you identify the adjectives? Okay, so we have here the big dog, and we also have friendly and cute because they also describe the dog. The dog is big, it's friendly, and cute. Okay, so now we're getting to the slightly harder stuff, the adverbs. So, it sounds like the adverbs modify verbs, and that's what many people tell me. But remember, that's not the right way to remember it. An easy way to remember it is that adverbs modify everything other than nouns. And the reason why I say that's easy is because we remember that adjectives modify nouns. So adverbs will modify everything that are not nouns. Okay, nice, easy way to think about it. Examples of adverbs are very, quickly, quietly, angrily. Usually, if you put an ly on an adjective, it becomes an adverb. So in this sentence, some of these are a giveaway. I used very here. Some of these are adverbs. Which of these words are adverbs? So I think, of course, most of us would have picked very, briefly, and extremely. Not friendly. Friendly was describing the dog, remember, even though it has an ly. But also, the word yesterday is an adverb. So let's kind of break this down. You can see that briefly modifies saw, right? So this adverb is modifying a verb. Very modifies briefly. So this adverb is modifying an adverb. Extremely is modifying friendly. So this adverb is modifying an adjective. Yesterday is pretty much modifying the entire sentence. So this adverb is modifying the entire sentence. So adverbs modify everything other than nouns. Verbs, adjectives, adverbs, and sentences. Okay. Next, prepositions. So, a lot of you, if I said, what's a preposition? A lot of you would say, well, it describes the location, like where something is in relation to something else. And I'd say, yes, that's true, but it's incomplete. Because if I said this is the pen of Philip, of is a preposition there, but it's nothing to do with location, right? Or if I said I made this for you, again, it's nothing to do with location. So the correct definition is to think that a preposition shows the relationship between the words it connects. A point to note is, of course, that prepositions must be followed by a noun. Okay, so examples of these would be in, at, of, from, under. So in this sentence, which of these words are prepositions? Yeah, this one there's only one. There's in, of course, right? So it's telling me that the dog is in the street. The connection between the dog and the street is that the dog is in the street. That is the function of the preposition. Okay, finally, we're going to look at conjunctions. Conjunctions connect words, phrases, and clauses together. Okay, so their job is just to join things, right? It's a junction. Examples of some conjunctions are and, but, or, because, if. So if you were to check this sentence out again, which of these words are conjunctions? Well, this one's a little easy because obviously they are in the examples, but yeah, they are but and. Now you'll notice here that and is joining the adjectives friendly and cute. So a conjunction can just join words. But the conjunction here, but, is connecting two clauses. I very briefly saw a big dog in the street, and it was extremely friendly and cute. Those are the two things being joined there. Okay, so there are rules you need to learn about joining clauses as well, which we'll learn later. But for this lecture, the objective was just to really understand what each of these different parts of speech do, so that when we discuss the grammar, you will know what I mean when I talk about prepositions and conjunctions. Okay, great job, and I'll see you in the next lecture.